Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to show you a fun little tip for a 2-for-1 card, a little double duty kind of trick, and these are the cards we're going to make. They are so cute. They're a little Dutch door fun fold card. So you open it up and it says there's no one quite like you inside. This stamp set that I'm using is a sneak peek of a Sale-A-Bration stamp set that is coming in January. This will be available to earn for free with a $50 order starting January 5th. This is such a cute set. So let me show you how to make this card. So I'm making 2 cards because with a 2-for-1 card, you might as well make 2. You're already getting all those supplies out, so you might as well make 2 cards. So I have already done the cutting and the scoring on one of my card bases, so I'm only going to do that for one of them. So grab your paper trimmer. So if you start with an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock and cut it in half at 5.5, you're going to have 2 card bases. This one is already scored at 4.25, so that is our fold for our card. And we're going to do a little bit of trimming. So I'm going to put my card base in. I'm looking at my measurements real quick, and I want to go down to 2 3/4. And let me pull this down so we are all the way on camera. 2 3/4, and I am going to cut down to that score line. So on your paper trimmer, let me get my trimmer, my blade wanted to come out. All right, so on your trimmer, there are little lines on the side, on each side, and it tells you where that blade stops. I cut all the way down to that score line, and then I'm going to put this in at 4.25, and I'm going to cut from that line up. And so we're just going to cut out this little notch here, and I need to trim right here. I didn't go all the way to the end with my paper trimmer, but that will give us this fun little Dutch door fold. Now hang on to this piece. We're actually going to trim this piece down to make our little mat here. So this is going to be trimmed down to 1 7/8 by 3 7/8. So you're going to use this, you're going to do this for both cards, and this is all we're going to waste from this one. So do that with both of your card bases. And I'm looking for a bone folder. Here we go. I'll just square this up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. So this is going to be our fun fold. It's going to open like this, and we're going to have this piece layer on here just like this. So let's adhere some pieces down while we have everything out. So this is where we are so far. So this is what we want it to look like. And I've actually already done some stamping inside, and we'll do the stamping in just a minute, but I want to get this down. So this goes on the inside. This is a scalloped rectangle that has been die cut with the Scallop Contours dies. And this is just going to go right in the middle. You're going to see part of this on the outside, so make sure that it's nice and straight. We're going to close this up, and then I'm going to adhere this piece right onto our card front, but I'm only going to put adhesive on about half of it, on the bottom half, because we don't want to glue our card shut. So with the card closed, I'm going to adhere this down. Just make sure it's nice and straight within those stitch lines. So that is both of our little card bases ready to go. So let's stamp our little carrot image here. I've already completed one for one of our cards, so we don't have to watch that, but we're going to do the other one. Now I have already stamped 2 of the little sprigs here. For this is the top of our carrot, and this leaf I stamped in Pear Pizzazz ink, and then the little sprig part I stamped in Old Olive ink. So we're going to set that aside, and I'm going to get a scrap piece of white, and we're going to do a little bit more stamping. I actually have 2 here. I need to make one. So we're going to stamp our carrot. So let me put my stamps in here, and we're going to use Mango Melody ink. Now for our solid part of our carrot, let me find some scratch paper. Here we are. This one's pretty well used, but I think it'll be okay. For our solid part of our carrot, I'm actually going to stamp off first. So Stampin' Mango Melody, and I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp that onto our basic white piece. And that'll give us a little bit lighter shade of that Mango Melody. Put that aside. And then we're going to come in with this detail piece for our carrot. And I'm going to turn it sideways so I can so I can line this up a little bit better. And let's see, hard to do this with the camera in the way, but I think we got it perfect. Look at that. It's so fun. It gives such fun little detail to it. All right, now also on this little scrap, we are going to stamp. I'm going to put this aside. We're going to use this in just a sec. We're going to stamp our thanks greeting. So let me grab my old olive ink. And this is just going to get trimmed out. So I'm just going to, both of these we're going to cut out. We're going to fussy cut the carrot. Oh, that was way off. Let's try that again. We're going to fussy cut the carrot and then we're going to cut out that greeting. So I'm going to set this off to the side and I'm going to pull back in our piece that we need to stamp the inside of. And I'm going to pull my scratch paper back. There is this little trio of carrots in this stamp and I'm going to stamp that off. And I'm going to stamp this kind of down toward the bottom. We're going to stamp a greeting over that on the inside so you want it to be nice and light. And then I'm going to put away my old, no, I'm going to leave my old olive out. Put away my Mango Melody. We don't need that one anymore. And I'm going to pull in my Pear Pizzazz. And for the top of the carrots, I'm going to stamp that off as well. And there we go. So we have just a little bunch of carrots. And then we're going to stamp that greeting in Old Olive directly over that. There is no one quite like you. Super cute. So that is all of our stamping. So you can get all of that done. If you are making 2 cards, make sure you are doing for stamping for both cards. And I'm going to move all this out of the way and let's do some cutting. Grab my scissors. So the carrot is actually pretty easy to fussy cut. There's no die or punch. So you do have to fussy cut the carrot, but like I said, it's an easy one to fussy cut. Just kind of go around. It's mostly straight lines. The only curved lines are on the top and the bottom. And just turn your paper and not your scissors and you'll get that carrot beautifully done. All right, I'm going to trim up my thanks, do the front and the back, and then just cut straight across the bottom. And then we have our thanks. So that is all the trimming. So you'll do that for both of your cards. I'm gonna grab some dimensionals here on this one. And if you have mini dimensionals, those are good for the bottom. I'm just going to use the little edge piece. Put those down. And here's that little piece I stamped. So we have our leaves already stamped. So all we're going to do is line up our carrot right over those leaves. So if those stems overlap and look a little messy, that's okay. All right, now let's add our greeting. I'm going to cut another piece of this little edge right here. And I'm going to put this on the back of the front of the greeting. And just a little bit of adhesive on the back of the greeting. And see if I can peel that off. The end of the greeting will hang over the carrot. And then the rest will be popped up. So it's all on the same level. Okay, let's bring in both of our cards. So we are all caught up here. So we have our greetings on the inside. We have our little fun Dutch store fold. And we're going to add some DSP and then we're going to adhere these on. So I'm using a piece of DSP. This is from the, oh man, I thought I knew the name of this. I think it's Playing in the Rain or Shine DSP. This is such a good package of DSP. Let me pull it out real quick. It has this fun glossy coating. This coordinates with the Playing in the Rain stamp set. Look at how gorgeous that sheet is. There's so many fun patterns in here. This is in the mini catalog. This will be available starting on January 5th. So I have one piece of DSP that is 4 by 2.5, and I'm going to, no, this one is 4 by 5. I'm sorry. And I'm just going to cut it in half at 2.5. So if you had like a 2.5 inch strip, you could just cut 4 pieces or 4-inch pieces. But I had a piece that was 4 by 5 that I didn't use on a card front. So I thought, well, I'll just trim that in half. And then I have a 2-for-1 card here. So I hope that makes sense. So your final piece of the DSP should be 4 by 2.5. I started with a 4 by 5-inch piece. Okay, and these pieces are just going to go right on the front here. Make sure your flowers go right side up. This one goes on the front of this one. And then we're just going to dimensionals for these. Then all we have to do is embellish it. So let me get some dimensionals on the back of these pieces. And this fun little Dutch door card it's a really cute style of card to make. And it's always, wow, fun fold cards are always, always appreciated. Everybody loves a good fun fold. So I used the stitch rectangle dies for this white piece. It has that fun stitching on it. And for our embellishment, we're going to use some garden green twine. I forgot to get down. Hang on one sec. Here we go. This is from the 3 twine combo pack. This is also a new product coming in the mini catalog. We're going to use some garden green. And I'm just going to kind of eyeball how much I think I need for bows. And I'm actually going to cut it off because we're going to separate this. This one piece is a little bit too thick for what I want, so I'm going to just kind of pull these strands apart. And this twine is made up of 6 different strands. So I'm going to try to eyeball kind of 3 strands. And I think that's 3-ish. And we're just going to kind of pull it apart. And I love doing this with the twine because it gives you just lots of super fun texture. And of course, because we're on camera, it wants to not play nice, but it does unravel. It just doesn't want to play nicely today because we're on camera. Here we go. Okay. There we go. Perfect. So just work with it. And then we're just going to tie little bows with this, just like this. So we're going to tie 2 bows. You can finagle them. And we're going to stick them down just like this. I love all these different shades of green on this card. I think it's really fun. I think they all coordinate really well too. So we have 2 little bows. We only used 1 piece of twine. So I'm going to grab my glue dots. We will add 1 glue dot behind each one. And just grab my scissors. You can use your take your pick tool. Adhere that down. Fold that glue dot over. Sticking out a little too much. Glue that down. And then just go through and trim your ends just a little bit, just so they're not so long. And that completes our fun 2-for-1 card. This is the Dutch Door Fun Fold card. So now I have 4 of these super cute cards. Remember, this Thanks a Bunch stamp set will be available in the Sale-A-Bration catalog to earn for free starting January 5th. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.